Tomorrow isn't just another Wednesday. While most people will wake up, scroll through their phones and drift through their day completely unaware, something monumental is about to shift. And if you've been feeling this strange restlessness, this tension in your chest like you're waiting for something to snap, keep watching, because there's one specific reason why this is happening to you right now. I'll reveal it later, so stay tuned. But first, you need to understand what's really happening tomorrow. On Wednesday, February 19th at around 3 in the afternoon, the moon crosses into Aries. And I know what you're thinking. The moon changes signs every few days. So what makes this different? Here's the thing. This isn't just a routine lunar shift. This moon is crossing the most powerful degree in the entire zodiac, the Aries point, the world axis, at the exact moment when two massive planetary forces are colliding in a once-in-a-generation alignment. Tomorrow, the moon becomes the trigger. It's the spark that ignites a transformation that's been building for months. And whether you're ready or not, your body, your mind, and your entire reality are about to receive a wake-up call. The era of waiting, of planning, of sitting on the sidelines, it ends tomorrow. The warrior spirit inside you is about to wake up, and it's not asking for permission. The cosmic setup you need to understand. Let me paint the picture for you. Right now, as you're watching this, Saturn and Neptune, two of the slowest moving planets in our solar system, are converging at 0 degrees Aries. This is happening for the first time since 1989. Think about that. The last time these two giants met, the Berlin Wall fell, the Soviet Union dissolved, the entire structure of the world as people knew it collapsed and rebuilt itself. Saturn is the planet of reality, structure, boundaries, and time. It's the architect, the lawmaker, the voice that says, this is how things are. Neptune is the opposite. It's the planet of dreams, dissolution, spirituality, and infinite possibility. It's the fog, the ocean, the vision that says, this is what could be. When these two meet, you get a cosmic paradox. The immovable object meets the irresistible force. Old structures dissolve to make way for new dreams to become real. And they're not just meeting anywhere, they're meeting at the Aries point, the most action-oriented, publicly visible degree of the zodiac. And tomorrow the moon, your emotional body, your instincts, your gut reactions, crosses this exact same point. The moon is the minute hand of the cosmic clock, and it's about to strike the hour that changes everything. You've been feeling it building for days. Let's talk about what's already been happening, because I know you've felt it. On February 17th, just 2 days ago, there was a solar eclipse at the very last degree of Aquarius. Eclipses at the final degree of a sign act like cosmic drain pipes. They flush out everything old, everything that's been holding on past its expiration date. Maybe you felt it. Maybe relationships suddenly shifted. Maybe plans fell apart. Maybe you woke up Monday feeling like something had fundamentally changed, but you couldn't put your finger on what. Then yesterday, February 18th, the sun moved from Aquarius into Pisces. Pisces is the ocean, the dream state, the space where boundaries dissolve. It's sensitive, emotional, sometimes confusing, and this created a friction. Your conscious mind drifting into the fog of Pisces while Saturn in Aries is demanding action, clarity, and decisiveness. This is why the last few days have felt so strange. You're caught between the dissolving energy of the eclipse and Pisces and the building pressure of what's about to explode into action. You're in the tension before the release. And tomorrow, that's when the release happens. Tomorrow at 3, the switch flips. Here's what most people won't understand. Before 3 at noon tomorrow, the moon is still in Pisces. The collective mood is sensitive, maybe lethargic, perhaps deeply intuitive, but also foggy. People are soaking in the incoming energies, not yet knowing what to do with them. But at 3, everything changes. The moon enters Aries and the energy shifts from water to fire in an instant, from passive to active, from I feel to I act. This is the shock point. Your body will feel it. It's like someone just turned up the volume on your nervous system. Your adrenaline spikes, your cortisol rises, your body is preparing for action. And here's where it gets really intense. Immediately after entering Aries, the moon begins applying to conjunct Saturn and Neptune. Your emotions, your instincts, your gut reactions, they're about to slam face first into the weight of this massive reality shift. This is the moment your warrior spirit descends from the archetypal realm into your actual nervous system, and it's going to demand a response. Your body will do something strange tomorrow. Remember at the beginning when I said there's a specific reason you've been feeling that restlessness? This is it. The Aries point is connected to your physical body and how you project yourself into the world. When the moon crosses this degree, it doesn't just affect your emotions, it affects your soma, your physical vessel. Tomorrow you might notice something unusual. You might wake up with an unexpected surge of energy, or maybe you'll feel this strange agitation, like you can't sit still, like your body is demanding movement. Some people report feeling almost electric, like there's lightning under their skin. This isn't anxiety, this isn't random, this is your body recalibrating to a new frequency. The Aries moon is a metabolic accelerant. It reduces the gap between impulse and action. It heightens your fight response. And with Saturn and Neptune involved, it's not just about physical energy, it's about your body becoming the instrument through which you anchor your vision into reality. You might feel compelled to do something physical, to move, to act, to break out of a pattern. Don't ignore this. Your body knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And if you've been feeling paralyzed lately, stuck in indecision, caught in the fog, tomorrow is when that fog burns off, but only if you're willing to move with the energy instead of resisting it. The warrior spirit isn't what you think. Let's be clear about what we mean by the warrior spirit. This isn't about aggression for the sake of aggression. This isn't about being reckless or violent. The true warrior archetype has two faces. There's the shadow warrior, reactive, impulsive, fighting for the wrong reasons, charging headfirst into battles that don't need to be fought. This is the person who leaps before looking, who burns bridges without thinking, who mistakes anger for power. But then there's the luminous warrior, the one who acts with courage when courage is needed, the one who protects what matters, the one who can make the hard decisions, set the necessary boundaries, and initiate the endings that need to happen. This warrior uses the sword of truth to cut through illusion, not to harm, but to liberate. Tomorrow's energy can activate either version. The question is, which one will you choose? Because here's what makes this moment so crucial. Neptune's involvement means there's fog in the air. You might not have complete clarity. You might not have all the answers. But the Aries moon doesn't wait for perfect information. It demands that you act anyway, trusting your gut, trusting your body's intelligence. This is the difference between people who transform their lives and people who stay stuck. The ones who transform, they don't wait until everything makes sense. They take the fearless move even when they can't see the whole path. Why most people will miss this completely? Here's the hard truth. Most people won't even notice what's happening tomorrow. They'll feel a vague sense of irritation or restlessness, and they'll blame it on their coffee or the weather or their job. They'll scroll through social media, numb themselves with distractions, and let this massive wave of transformational energy wash right past them. And 6 months from now, they'll wonder why their life looks exactly the same. They'll wonder why nothing ever changes. They'll wonder why they're still stuck in the same patterns, the same frustrations, the same unfulfilled dreams. But you're different. You're watching this video for a reason. You're tuned into something that most people can't even perceive. You've been feeling the build-up. You've been sensing that something is shifting. And that means you have a choice that most people won't even know exists. You can ride this wave, or you can let it crash over you. You can harness this warrior energy, or you can be overwhelmed by it. But either way, the energy is coming. Tomorrow isn't optional. The 3 fearless moves that change everything. So what do you actually do? How do you work with this energy instead of being swept away by it? Based on the precise mechanics of what's happening tomorrow, there are 3 specific moves you can make. These aren't generic self-help tips. These are strategies that align directly with the astrological forces at play. Move 1. The somatic breach, physical activation. Here's what you need to understand. Aries energy is kinetic. It lives in the body, not in the mind. With Neptune involved, there's a danger of disembodiment, of getting lost in the fog, of drifting into fantasy instead of taking action. The first move is to anchor the warrior spirit in your physical body, and you need to do this through deliberate, high-intensity activation. Don't start tomorrow passively. Don't roll out of bed and immediately check your phone. Don't ease into the day like it's any other day, because it's not. Tomorrow morning, do something that disrupts your physical pattern. This could be a sprint, a cold shower or cold plunge, perfect symbolism for Saturn and Neptune, a martial arts practice, a high-intensity workout, whatever makes your heart pound and your blood move. Why does this change everything? Because it reclaims agency. In a time of global uncertainty, in a time when everything feels like it's dissolving or changing too fast, the ownership of your physical body is the primary act of sovereignty. When you activate your body first thing in the morning, you're sending a signal to your nervous system, I am in command. You're not waiting for life to happen to you. You're not a passenger. You're taking the first move, and that sets the tone for everything that follows. This isn't about fitness. This is about establishing yourself as the author of your own experience. It's about using the Aries fire to burn off the Neptunian fog. And when you do this tomorrow, you'll feel the shift immediately. Move 2. The structural vow defining the dream. Saturn in Aries demands the creation of new boundaries and structures. Neptune provides the vision. The conjunction of these two planets requires what astrologers call practical mysticism. Dreams without structure dissolve into nothing, but structure without vision becomes a prison. Tomorrow is the day you bridge this gap, and you do it by making a binding commitment. Here's what I want you to do on February 19th. Identify one specific goal or creative project that's been living in your imagination. Maybe it's something you've been thinking about for months or even years. Maybe it's a dream that feels too big, too impossible, too risky. That's the one. Write it down, and then write a contract with yourself, a non-negotiable commitment to take one small action toward this dream every single day for the next 100 days. Not when you feel inspired, not when you have time, not when conditions are perfect. Every single day. Why does this change everything? Because it collapses the wave function. It takes someday and transforms it into today. It takes the abstract potential floating in the Neptunian realm and gives it Saturn's structure, Aries momentum. This is how you work with the manifestor energy of Saturn-Neptune. You're not just dreaming, you're building. You're not just hoping, you're acting. And by committing to this tomorrow, when the moon activates the Aries point, you're imprinting this intention into the cosmic matrix at the most powerful moment possible. The people who recognize this opportunity will make quantum leaps. The ones who ignore it will still be dreaming the same dreams a year from now. Move 3. The radical no, cutting the cord. Aries is the sign of severance. It's the sign that separates the infant from the womb, that cuts the umbilical cord. To enter the new era, you must leave the old era behind, and that requires making a cut. This is the hardest move, but it's also the most powerful, because Neptune can create energy leakage, relationships, obligations, habits that drain your life force without giving anything back. They're like holes in a bucket. You can pour all the energy you want into your new vision, but if you don't plug the leaks, you'll never fill up. Tomorrow, you need to perform a ritual of severance. Identify one obligation, one relationship, one identity trait, or one habit that belongs to the old world, the version of reality that existed before this massive shift. And you need to say no to it. This could be saying no to a toxic friendship that's been draining you. It could be canceling a commitment you never actually wanted to make. It could be ending a pattern of people-pleasing or overgiving. It could be walking away from a career path that looks good on paper but makes your soul shrink. Use the sword of truth visualization. See yourself holding a blade of pure light, and in one clean, decisive motion, you cut the energetic cord connecting you to this thing. You say, out loud if possible, I release this. It no longer serves me. I am free. Why does this change everything? Because energy leakage is the primary threat during Neptune transits. You can have the clearest vision, the strongest structure, and the most activated body, but if your energy is constantly being siphoned off by things that don't align with your new path, you'll never have the fuel to reach your destination. The radical no is how you conserve your life force. It's how you establish the I am distinct from the we are. It's how you honor the Aries imperative. I exist, I matter, I choose. And when you make this cut tomorrow, backed by the power of the Aries moon activating the world axis, you're not just setting a boundary, you're rewriting your destiny. What happens after tomorrow changes the game. Here's what you need to understand. Tomorrow isn't the end of this energy, it's the beginning. The moon will move through Aries quickly, it'll be gone in a couple of days. But the imprint it leaves, the activation it triggers, that's permanent. On Thursday, February 20th, Saturn and Neptune will perfect their conjunction at 0 degrees 45 minutes Aries. What the moon initiated, they will formalize. The structural reset will be complete. And here's what that means for you. The choices you make tomorrow, the moves you take, the boundaries you set, they're not temporary. They're laying the foundation for the next chapter of your life, maybe the next decade. Some people will wake up on Friday the 21st feeling lighter, not because of anything obvious, but because something intangible has shifted. An old fear doesn't seem as loud anymore. A path forward that was invisible before is now clear. The air itself feels different. Others will feel unsettled, not in a bad way, but in the way that tells you you're on the edge of something big. A chapter has closed, a door has opened, and whether or not they're ready for it, they know there's no going back. This is the aftershock, and it won't hit all at once. For some, it'll be immediate, sudden realizations, unexpected changes, people or opportunities entering or leaving their lives. For others, it will unfold slowly, like ripples expanding outward from a single point. But make no mistake, the world after tomorrow won't be the same as the world before it, and neither will you. The danger of staying passive. I need to be honest with you about something. There's a risk here, and it's not the risk of taking action, it's the risk of doing nothing. The shadow side of this energy is getting swept away by it. Because Saturn-Neptune in Aries can manifest as confusion disguised as conviction. It can create false warriors, people who fight for the wrong reasons, who charge into battles that don't serve them, who mistake aggression for courage. Or it can create paralyzed dreamers, people who see the vision so clearly but can't bring themselves to take the first step. They get lost in the Neptunian fog, telling themselves they're waiting for the right moment, when really they're just afraid. The danger of staying passive tomorrow is that the energy will act on you anyway. You won't be able to avoid it, but instead of being the director of your own transformation, you'll be a passenger. Instead of choosing where the warrior spirit takes you, you'll be dragged along by circumstances you didn't create. And 6 months from now, when everything in your life has shifted anyway, you'll realize you could have steered the ship, you could have chosen the direction, but you hesitated. And hesitation, on a day like tomorrow, is its own kind of choice. This is your moment. Here's the truth that most spiritual content won't tell you. The universe doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't ask if you have all the answers. It doesn't check if you feel confident or prepared or clear about every detail. It just moves. And tomorrow, it's moving fast. The Aries moon activating the world axis is like the starting gun at a race. Whether you're in position or not, the race begins. Whether you've trained or not, the timer starts. Whether you feel ready or not, the door opens. But here's the good news. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing to move, willing to act, willing to make the fearless move even when you don't have all the information. Because the warrior spirit isn't about having no fear, it's about acting despite the fear. It's about trusting your body's intelligence, your gut's wisdom, your soul's compass. It's about remembering that you've survived every single challenge you've ever faced, and this is no different. You are standing at a threshold. On one side is the old world, the patterns, the habits, the limitations that have defined you up until now. On the other side is the new world, the vision, the possibility, the version of yourself you've been dreaming into existence. Tomorrow the moon opens the door. The question is, will you walk through it? The somatic breach reclaims your body. The structural vow gives form to your dreams. The radical no clears the path. These aren't abstract concepts. These are actual, tangible moves you can make in the next 24 hours that will change the trajectory of your life. And when you wake up on Thursday morning, after the moon has passed through the Aries point, after it's triggered the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, after it's activated your warrior spirit, you'll know. You'll know that something shifted. You'll feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the way you move through the world. Because you didn't wait for permission. You didn't wait for perfect clarity. You didn't wait until you felt ready. You acted, and in acting, you became the warrior. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below, especially after tomorrow. I want to hear what shifts you notice, what moves you make, what changes unfold. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.